And hello again, folks. It is I, Kamikaze, here at 3 a.m. continuing this
It
trial.
appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Are you going to get more hints?
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Nothing. Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is.
So,
Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself.
that doesn't make any sense.
Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me? Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
Yeah. Which is why I mentioned that someone controlled her.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
It's very true. And the thing is that they said that the mastermind is the one that gets in trouble.
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She was hanging. How would she have gotten down?
She hanged herself! Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that!
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
Can't you just be the killer and be done with it?
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
No, I mean seriously.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was. So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place. But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It is not.
It's a
But you can
cheap
get
ass
more of
surveillance
those.
camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. and I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement.
No.
And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
No, it can't be.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
No, I mean, unless I'm completely crazy. I'm pretty sure all of this happened beforehand. Because the heat and the deaths and the bodies.
I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Make your argument.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I don't know why I shot that one.
Crap!
They
We
can't
can
think I'm
exclude the
suspicious.
sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was
remember
totally
what
sleeping
her
in my
account is.
motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Yeah, actually.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Oh no, let's say this all over again. Whee! No, I've got to agree with.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the...
Right before I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone.
So everyone who stayed at the motel. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own
I
cottage.
was agreeing.
Crap!
Wait,
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
I don't
And
remember
what
these
about the
people's-
others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
I'm lost, actually.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Whose account would I have to do? Because it seems like I should agree with him because Mikon
Crap.
tried to get into his house, didn't he? Or knock or
We
something?
can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
I'm lost, actually.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi...
That's what it was.
No, that's wrong!
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikon and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikon and I were actually together for a while.
In my bedroom.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime. Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that.
I mean, my alibi would stick the same no matter what, but if I lost this, they'd still blame me.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
Let's see, so what was the first person? The first person had no brain? Was brainless, and the second person had no courage.
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose and what kind of trap is it? Oh, of course. The best time to end.
Hiya!
Stop it!
Chance time! This is ridiculous. What does this have to do with anything?
What a disappointment!
What the hell did that have to do with anything? Yes, I'd like to save my progress. Thank you very much. Now, let's continue. I wish that I had a purpose.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation.
Let's see how I get out of it today.
Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best.
Moving on. The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here.
Until you started talking.
Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Because they're smarter than you.
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
Wish you would listen too.
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
The last one was the Tin Man, which could be the robot, which could be the surveillance system.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lie in the that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
They couldn't very well do arrows.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
Yeah?
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
Accidental because there wasn't supposed to be 2 murders. There was only supposed to be 1.
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Yeah. That was pretty obvious because the one girl said to Sonya, advised her to go check out that full mirror.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
No.
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Sonya.
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
Witness, no witnesses.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hyoko went to the music venue. That's the key to all this. I need to find out no matter the cost. Wait, where am I going? Up, 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 up.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know.
Oh wait, I can hit escape and find out how to slow things down. Concentrate. Space. Okay.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
Wait. No, I wouldn't want to agree
If
with
that's
that.
not it. Maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that. It's just as Sonya said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Nope.
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
Nope.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious.
And yeah, my idea that they, well, I guess no. They could have tied her kimono.
Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose. Are you saying my gut was wrong? This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't...
Shut
No!
up.
That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Woohoo! Alright, so rebuttal showdown. I have no idea what I'm choosing here.
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and
Oh,
weak
that's
looking.
right.
And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Oh, come on!
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
I was hitting up. Why wasn't it working? So you better not make me fail again.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
Well, there's more than one
There's
advance.
no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
What? Yeah, her... Wait, I mean, yeah, her kimono was all messed up. But that was Sonya's account because she sent her there.
Crap. Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono... There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Allow me to
That
cut
one.
through those words! The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hiyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it. Then, the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes, do whatever you want to me.
What?
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better...
Shut up. Hell no.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
So was that a threat?
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
What in the hell?
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
Yeah?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
But with what? I haven't even established a murder weapon yet.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Their plan was to have Ibuki kill herself, and then make it look like a suicide, voicing the opinion of the suicide being Ibuki, and then getting away scot-free while everyone else died. Because the mastermind's the one who has to be found.
Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
The killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Of course he does. He was told never to talk again
Hey,
forever.
how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Durr.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
The blood would have been there beforehand.
So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue.
I mean, this never even occurred to me, so my brain's like,
So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
yeah.
Huh? Really?
Have you not been paying attention?
That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly...
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
No. Wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Strange? What's strange?
I see. It's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints, there's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. If she had blood on her slippers. Just Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the...
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
What is that? What is that right there? There's bloodstains on the side.
Do you notice such a small detail? How amazing! This is truly the talent.
Shut up. What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komiya, you definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder?
But it didn't have blood on it.
I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
The thing rises and lowers.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video, hmm?
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.